Hello, Frisco ISD Social Studies people. Welcome to your Library and Media Services introduction. So we are going to go through online resources available to you as social studies teachers and to your students. So one of the things we want y'all to consider is anytime you are asking students or directing them to use online resources or information, we just, suggest that you collaborate with your campus librarian, because that is our job, is to help you and your students navigate the information landscape and make sure that they are being good digital citizens with how they are using their information. So collaborate with us, because we are here to help and we are so excited to help you. So today you're going to choose your learning path. You've probably chosen video, which is what you're watching here, and then also this interactive quiz. We're going to use this video here as well. So here we go. We're going to launch right in. All right, so MacVia. So I'm going to go to macandvia.com, which anybody in Frisco ISD can go to. I'm going to go ahead and say this is not my location so that you can see what it looks like. So when you go to log in, you'll see it clearly remembers who I am. But when you go to log in, you will put whatever your school is. You're going to put whatever your school is. So my school is Reedy. So I'm going to type in Reedy, and then you'll notice it goes to Reedy High School, Frisco, Texas. So you want to make sure you choose your school, and it's going to say Frisco, Texas on it. So you'll know that you're in the right place, because there are lots of independents and some of those names. So you just want to make sure that you choose the Frisco one. And then teachers, you're going to use your ADS logon. So this is how you log on to a computer at school. Your students will use their 6-digit student ID and their 8-digit birthday, and then they're just going to choose login. And we're going to launch right into MacVia. So MacVia essentially houses all of the digital resources at the campus level for each campus to use. So this is Reedy High School's MacVia. Obviously, I'm the Reedy High School librarian, but every high school has the same resource databases. Every middle school has the same databases, and then every elementary school has the same databases. Now, various campus librarians can go in and turn on or off different resources that are usable at each level. So for instance, I've gone in and put in a couple of the resources from the elementary level, because we have some centralized campuses on our campus, and so I can go in and, as a librarian, and make those choices what to pull in. Librarians can also, if there's links that you want to use, like if you're if you're working on a project and you really want, these 3 websites to be available to your students, and you don't want them just running around on the web, running amok, you can ask your librarian to put any links in. Any videos as well can be loaded into your MacVia, so that everything is just right there for your students. So we are going to return back over here. So just know that all of those things are there in your MacVia. We did the sign on. You're going to put your school, etc. And so, like I said, we can add resources for assignments and things like that. And one of the things librarians can do is they can create groups. So I'm just going to show you some of my groups. So these are some of my groups that were left over from last year. And so I'm just going to scroll down here, and I'm going to show you one. So this was a U.S. history, modern American societal issues group that I put together for our on-level U.S. history teacher. And so you'll notice she wanted it. So we have 2 ABC Clio groups in here. We have a Britannica school group. She wanted them to do an APA references page, she gave them the choice. They could do APA or MLA. So I have a works cited page and an APA template in here that the students can use. I have a couple of other documents about how to use these resources, and then I have a video here. So I was able to put this group together, and you'll notice up here we have the assignment sheet. These were the specific topics that they could choose from, so I put them here so they could copy and paste. But then all of those resources for this one project are here in this group. So that is definitely something that your librarian can do for you, is make a MacVia group. All right, so citations in our resources online are super easy. So I'm just going to click back over here and I'm just going to choose one. I'm just going to choose Britannica School. So Britannica School, basic online encyclopedia, a little bit of information about a lot of different things. So when we come over here to Britannica School, I'm just going to put in here the Cold War for just something to look up. And so I'm going to click on this. And you'll notice over here, this particular database has various reading levels. So I can take it down to a 1, I can bring it up to a 2, or I can bring it up to a 3. There's also images and videos here that the students can choose to watch or use or pull in or whatever. And then here's the article. But it's super easy to cite. All they have to do is click on this little cite button and it instantly pulls down the citation. So what do I want? Do I want MLA? Do I want APA? And then they just copy and paste and they're done. All of our databases, no matter which one you're in, provide that citation feature. So that is really, really handy when you are, asking them to get information. We always encourage them to cite their sources. That's, uh, academic integrity, being a good digital citizen, all of those types of things. So really easy to cite things. They can also use the Cite This For Me app. So this is this little extension guy up here. And so if I go to all sides, I'm just going to go to a website here and I'm going to click on this and then I'm just going to click on this article right here. And so if I go up here to this little Cite This For Me app and click on that, you'll notice I can choose APA, I can choose MLA, and then I just copy and paste that citation and put it in my project. So easy peasy. And I believe most students in the district have this already on their Chrome. So you don't even have to ask them to add it. But if if it's not there, they can add it, I think. So these are I just kind of listed some of the resources that we feel like social studies teachers are most likely going to want to use. And so we have, ABC Clio here, we have Culturegrams, and then these are just some of the other ones as well. So you can see here, I've shown you here are the different ABC Clio ones, and then Culturegrams is a really great tool. And I don't know why it logged me out, but here we go. We're going to go back in. I'm just going to close some of these things. Oh, here we go. So I'm going to go to databases here. Oh, I think it's because I logged in on another. Okay, databases. Oh, sign in again. Okay, sign in. Databases. So I'm going to show you Culturegrams. So Culturegrams I love, especially for a lot of especially like AP Human and some of the ones where the world geography, some of the classes where the kids have to go in and find out about certain countries and things. So I'm just going to choose South America. I'm just going to choose Brazil, and I'm going to show you some really cool things. So here they've got, land and climate. They have information about the history. They have information about the population, religion, language, all these different things. So you can scroll down here and see they've got lifestyle, society at a glance, all these things. So I'm just going to go back to Brazil home because I also want to show you what's really cool is they can do these maps. So they can give you like an outline, a simple, a physical, or a political. So I'm just going to do like a simple. So here is a simple map of Brazil. Let's do an outline. So if you want them to, like do something with the colors or whatever. The physical, so it shows like the geographical things there. I don't know all the terminology, but y'all do. So anyways, it just has all of these great things. And with every one of these, so let's say I want the kids to talk about the population, I can click on APA and it will give me the APA citation for this particular population article, also the MLA. So Culturegrams is a really, really great resource for our social studies teachers. And so there is the Brazil. So some of the other ones, of course, we have Britannica School, Gale High School, Middle School, Gale News, Gale Opposing Viewpoints in Context. We also, I think, have Sears, Discover. So these are just some other ones, and all of these are in MacVia. So all of these that are listed here. And when you're in MacVia, you can do a couple of things here. So right now I'm looking at the tile view, but if I click on this to make it a list view, now it's going to give me a little bit about each one of these. I can also change how they're organized. So now they're from A to Z, and I can see, all the ABC clues are first, and then Britannica, and then Discovery Education, all these things. So those are all in here, and because MacVia is so versatile, you can change how you see them, etc. So lots of great resources here. I do want to talk about Gale News for just a second. I'm going to click back. I like to look at them like this. So I want to talk about Gale News. So a lot of times when students are searching, you go and you have them go and you're having them look for, articles from, news sources and things like that. So like we can type in here Cold War, and there are literally hundreds of thousands of news sources. So if I type in Cold War, I get 340,000 news articles, 13,000 magazines, 26 images, 60 videos. So lots and lots of news sources here. You can, you can filter your results, publication date, publication title, sections. Maybe you don't want any op-eds, you want, the strict news. And then also the Gale databases also have this great, what we call a topic finder. And so the students can click on these topic finders once they put in a search term. And what it does is it shows these tiles, and it'll show the topics in tiles, and it'll show the topics in a wheel. Oh, there we go. Oh, there we go. And so you'll see, like, are we talking about Cold War and the Russians, Cold War and China, Cold War in the United States, foreign relations. And you can also look at it like this with the wheel. And so you can see how they kind of break down those topics within. And what it does is it takes those 340 topics, and let's just say I want to do the Russians, right? And so now I've got, so let's say I want, Russian espionage. So now it brings it down to Cold War, Russia, Russian espionage, and it gives me 3 particular articles about that. So just a really handy way to drill down into those sources. So another great source that I want to talk about is Media Bias Fact Checked. So this is one that I've been using a lot with the students. So this is just a website, but I have Media Bias Fact Check in my MacVia, and I put it into the different MacVia groups that I'm using. So I can come up here and I can search for media bias, and didn't come up though. Let's see, it might be one word. So I can search for, you can put media bias fact check in your MacVia or in a group or anything like that. And so this is just a website, and you can put in any news source. So I'm just going to put in, Fox News for one, and then you can, it'll give you the media bias fact check for Fox News. So you can come on here and see, Fox News is right. They have a mixed factual reporting, how that is, et cetera, et cetera. You can come and let's do one from the left now, New York Times. And so you can put these in here and just see the different ratings and how media bias fact checked rates each one. So this is left to left center, high factual reporting, left center bias, so that way you can just and that way the students can go in as they're finding different resources in the databases, different news sources or whatever, they can go through and find out then where does this publication generally fall when we're talking about media bias, because there, of course, very few, and really there's no non-biased sources. There are least biased. but all of those things can be discovered through Media Bias Fact Check. Another one, if you're looking for perspectives, is All Sides. All Sides is a great resource as well. So All Sides, like here is an article, and they're saying here's something from the left, here's something from the right, and here's something from the center for this particular topic. And then you can come over here to topics, and you can see the topics and issues that they kind of have predefined, and then you can search for any issue here. So just a great one to get lots and lots of perspectives there. Another thing I want to point out is images. A lot of teachers, ask their students to use images in all these different assignments and projects and things that they're making. And so we definitely want to encourage you to use images from these databases, because we have the express permission of the creators of these images, the copyright holders of these images, to use these images as long as we cite them. So for instance, I'm just going to go to this American history one here. And when we're talking about, these are, political cartoons, images of, political figures, countries, anything like that. So I'm just going to click on this political cartoon here. And you'll see here is the political cartoon. And what I love about these two is, they'll give you like activities that you can do. They'll give you additional sources about, where this political cartoon came from. They'll give you the citation, so your student can use this image in any of their projects, as long as they pull the citation. So I just click cite right here. Here's my APA, here's my MLA citation for this political cartoon. And that holds true for any image. So you'll notice here, I pulled all these from different databases within MacVia. This is an African art one. This is the Guggenheim. This is something in Africa, and here's a political cartoon. So as long as you have the students pull the citation to go with these, you are going to be safe as far as, the kids using images that we know that they can use and that kind of thing. And I highly encourage you to reach out to your librarian, because your librarian can help guide you and your students in this whole process. So you don't have to worry about teaching this. You just contact your librarian and say, hey, we're getting ready to do this project. We're getting ready to do this assignment. Could you put together, a little bit of stuff for us for this? And they will have that for you, lickety split, to help you with that. So I hope that this was helpful and a nice little introduction to some of the resources that we here in Frisco ISD can, and as library and media services, can provide for y'all. You do not have to be an expert in any of these things. The reason why you're getting this today is just so you kind of know the range of things that are available to you. But this way you can utilize your librarian and collaborate with them on all of your projects, so that you can use all these resources, and your students can use these resources to the best of everyone's ability. So I hope that you get to use some of these and get to work with your librarian.